Alright everybody, welcome to Get Her Done Racing, our Sunday morning truck series. Toadman, you got me out there, buddy.
I got you, Coco.
Looks like we're getting ready to go racing here and trying to see what we got here. Looks like going to be a...
Number 5 is going to be standing against the wall to go to the back for an EOL.
I'm sorry.
Looks like it's going to be a interesting race today. We'll have to see how this goes, but these guys are all geared up and starting their engines and getting ready to go. We're lined up on the front of the field. Looks like our camera might be a little askew.
It does appear to be. Very good look at the front of its truck.
They fire up them engines. Sound is pretty.
Sure about that. Choke.
There we go. We're starting off our race there as the trucks roll over our camera.
No truck field. Start at the start line.
Getting hung back.
There, he's got it fired up and off he will go. Let the scout go get it.
Just sitting here trying to get some technical bugs worked out. There we go right now on our leader.
Gary Kipfer in the 9 truck will bring them down to take the green flag behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck. Phil Manzo on the outside of him, the hitman out of Las Vegas. Mike Everhart, Lance Ripka, Chris Scales, Jared Knight, Nicholas Scott Godina, and Ed Adams round out the field. Jason Higginbottom, fastest truck in practice, not on the track right now.
Green, green, green.
We take the green flag and are off and running, Toadman.
Ready to go. Now I show him there.
We got Gary Kipfer out to a small lead there. Leading these fields around for lap 1.
I have to apologize. I am having technical difficulties on my end. I can see what's going on. That's good. Titanium Everhart running second.
Pretty calm race so far as Gary just pulls his lead further and further away.
He's stretching it out a little bit here. They can go a long way here on fuel and tires, 50 laps. We'll see who can make them last. Guys that are shifting.
Yeah, there's some guys shifting, some guys just riding it out. Looks like Jason Higginbotham is out of the race already, Toadman.
I think he might have had a technical difficulty with his computer or something, or a connection issue. I did not see it announce him dropping out, but he was fastest truck in practice, man. I was watching practice, and he led the speed chart the whole time. 3-digit number trucks were fast in practice. They were.
There's Michael Everhart now back on track here, is in a second place position right now.
Titanium Everhart, one of the nicest guys you'll ever talk to, and a great race car driver. Old school dude.
Lance Lipka in the 108 triple-digit number, currently in. I don't know how he did it, but he's in third place.
Well, you figure there was, I think, 9 trucks, and 4 of them couldn't qualify because of 3-digit numbers. So he starts 5th or 6th, gets a good jump. You know, got to get by 1 or 2. Bang! Here I am, top 5.
There you go. So in the booth tonight, you got Toad Man, Todd Gilly, and Cocoa Puffs. Number 3, Cocoa Puffs. Pete, Cop Go.
My man,
Hey,
broadcasting the best league in iRacing. Here's Chris Scales going to look underneath the Hitman here, going down the back straightaway. He's going to try to get by Manzo going down into the corner. He will do so.
Chris has upped his game a bit. Chris has been going pretty good for a while now. Got some good speed. If he could just have those mishaps stop for him. He seems like he has bad luck in a good truck.
Sometimes he has bad luck in a good truck. The thing that messes up Scales' numbers is that he has so many connection issues earlier on in the season that you know, it don't show. He can drive, man, and he's a good time. Just don't ask him to do any math for you.
Yeah, that's not a good thing for him.
Lance Ripka sporting that 108. I do believe that is the same 3-digit number that Dan McLaren had, that he won in as a 3-digit guy. So that's a lucky number, I do believe. He's closing up on that 17 truck.
Oh, he's going to give him a run for his money soon.
3 digits going to be in second place here in a minute. I don't know if anybody can go longer today on tank of fuel than Mike Everhart. You watch.
Yeah, but that sometimes bites him in the ass because, you know, he's losing a second a lap to the cars and trucks that do take the tires, right? And you got to weigh it out. Is it, you know, risk versus reward? If you're a second slower while everybody else is pitting, that's not a good strategy.
Race management, right? Yeah. If you're losing time, you're losing time. It doesn't matter if you can see them or not.
They're down a back straightaway. It looks like both of them have about equal exit speed. Not really the 108, not really gaining on Titanium, unless he's just hanging back here. Newcomer.
150 to go still.
Yeah, that bad back straightaway speed. Titanium actually looks like he got off a teeny bit better there.
Those, I believe it's 1 and 2, are so much tighter. This place looks a little bit like, the map looks almost a little bit like Darlington, only it's pinched
At the cross. Yeah, we did our first 10 at the cross of the stripe here. Small field. 8 drivers started this race. Well, 9 drivers started this race, but 8 drivers actually took the green flag. And, you know, small field. I don't expect many cautions here, but I definitely expect some hard racing and some good racing going on.
No doubt about it. They're keeping that lead around 2.3 seconds. That's pretty stable right now. And as you can see, Lance Ripka's just kind of hanging there with Mike Everhart.
Real quick here, I'm going to see if we could just throw up.
I'm hoping not to throw up.
Our qualifying times here. Here's your qualifying right there. Gary Kipfer took first position. Ed Adams second. Michael Everhart in third. Phil the Hitman in fourth. Fifth was Jason Higgins. Chris Gale sixth. Lance Ripka seventh. Nicholas Goldina is number 8. And Jared Knight in 9.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what took place with Jason there.
I'm sure he's just watching the stream at this point.
if his stuff is still intact. Right before fastest truck in practice, right before the race, he drops out. I don't know what happened there. Hey, you never know, right? maybe his computer's fine and the dog crapped on the rug. I don't know.
It's kind of funny, boys and girls. I'll give you a little behind the scenes movement. Toadman and I communicate over texting if we have something to say to one another.
Yeah, that we don't want you to hear.
It's kind of interesting. So we pass back and forth our statistics, making sure we don't sound too stupid.
Right, we're golden here, man. I love doing this. It's a good time. Everybody in the league is always so complimentary to us for what we're doing, and I appreciate that so much. Mike Everhart's still about 2.25 seconds behind Gary Kipfer now in the lead as we turn lap 15 of this event at what used to be called Gateway. Now you're riding on the front bumper, Gary Kipfer's truck. As we turn this corner, nobody else around right now. 2.5 seconds seems like a long way when you're going 150 miles an hour. Mike Everhart in second place right now. Lance Ripka, the newcomer, in the 108 Toyota, it's running third. Nice looking paint job on that truck. Ripka Design sponsorship there. Chris Scales running fourth, the league veteran. Little wrinkle on the right front corner of the number 8. And the technician, Ed Adams, currently in the 5th position. Ed Adams, GT3 champion, 2-time GT3 champion, as you can see. Tough to beat on the road course and tough to beat on the ovals. Ed is the total package. The newcomer out of Henderson, Nevada, Phil the Hitman Manzo, driving that 38 truck. Nicholas Scout Godina. If you hate your wife, he'll take her. Scout on the lead lap here. Now 18 laps into this event. Jared Knight in the 203 truck. He did it for Dale. 4:29:22, and she said yes. And Jason is, of course, out of today's event. Back now to your leader. Gary Kipfer. That's almost a 3-second lead now over Mike Everhart, who is feeling the pressure.
Yeah, Gary's doing a great job there.
He sure is.
Not too much action on the track, as we just had 4 passes from the start of the race, and basically these guys are just putting down the laps. This is going to be a quick one for us today, there, Toadman.
Well, we're almost 20 laps in already, and Gary's picking them up and putting them down. Nice thing, it's a nice long racetrack. Everybody stay on the lead lap here for a while. Somebody does get a little spin, tighten up the field. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, it'll come down to these dudes just making these long runs that the Get Her Done Racing League prides itself on.
Yeah, we have, check us out there on our field. Right now you're watching our truck series, which is Sunday morning. Sunday evening, we got our cup race fields, anywhere between 28 and 38 drivers really taking off there. And then we have our 87s on the Tuesday night, which, we're showing 28, 34, 32 drivers there. And then our GT3 series, small fields, 12, 14 drivers. But I'll tell you what, we have a blast in the GT3 series on Thursday nights. Come on, check us out.
Getting more competitive all the time, that GT3 race. There's new guys coming in there, and they're giving these old hats a run, and they're putting on great races.
Not in our race today, but what's his name? Adam. I forget Adam's last name. Adam is just tearing up the GT3 series. Boys,
I believe it's Adam Brockway.
Yeah, Adam Brockway can't qualify, ends up doing really well, and there's a new format with the GT3 series. Basically, it's running kind of like a heat race for the first 30 minutes, and then the next 30 minutes is your main. But basically, it's two main events, giving you, and then we invert the field between the first and second race, which is just throwing zingers at them, man. A pit stop is required, so it gets crazy.
It's a good time, the GT3s.
Yep, our
I want
trucks.
to try.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I wanted to try and go back here and take a look. Lance Ripka has gotten by Mike Everhart for second place. Take a look at this pass. Just drove under him, getting down into the corner. Mike letting him go. It's early.
Yeah, Mike's not going to fight it. Mike's going to be playing the tire game, the strategy game. I guarantee you, either tire or fuel, Mike's going to play.
Back to live action now. Lance driving away from the 17 a little bit. Except Mike Everhart went longer in practice than anybody else. He ran longer runs. How about Gary Kipfer, man? 3-second lead.
That's a long lead. That's a big lead with some trucks.
Hey, man, like I said a few minutes ago, if you're 3 seconds behind somebody, we're going 150 miles an hour. That's a long way.
Especially when your truck's supposed to be equal and you're not really making up much every lap.
Well, I think that's what Lance started to see, was that Gary Kipfer's truck was disappearing, and even though it's early, let's get going.
Yeah, we've knocked down 25 of 160 right here, and this is they're just picking them up and putting them down. They're just ticking off laps here.
Don't take long. And like we were talking about with the league, this is a different kind of racing here than you're used to. If you run officials and you're used to the caution flag coming out all the time, it don't happen here. We run whole races very often with no cautions, and maybe one or two. And it changes the strategy, it changes the way you have to drive, and it is the best. People that come here love it.
Do a quick check of the weather here for you. Looks like we're sitting at what? We got a 12 mile per hour wind, 86 degree ambient temperature. Track temperature 95. We'll come back to that later in the race, see if anything's changing up for you.
That's hard enough to get the rubber off them tires.
Yeah, but it's not 100 degrees slipping and sliding, which is kind of
True.
nice.
Just right.
Looks like our Lance Ripka has to check out the Discord channel and get that stream information updated. My man might be just a little too lazy.
That's right. We're not afraid to shame people into doing what we want them to do.
Not at all. His friends will hear him out there on the stream and going, dude, what's up?
Dude, this guy said you were lazy.
This dude said you was lazy and it said it on screen.
He even put it up. Well, he ain't too lazy to close the gap on the leader because he's got it down to 2.5 now.
There you go.
Everhart's still running third, 4 seconds behind now.
There's your leader, Gary Kipfer, just having a Sunday drive out there. I looked at him in practice. He had the Darlington stripe here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Yeah, you can get it. See all the tire marks on the wall as he's going by there. That's where you pick up that stripe.
Some wear it as a badge of honor, don't they?
Sure.
Rumor has it you do it the right way and it actually makes your truck a little more aerodynamic.
Knock the back fender in a little bit on it, I suppose, yeah. As long as you don't wrinkle up the spoiler, maybe.
Knock that spoiler down 4 degrees.
Pinch the tail in a little bit. back in the days of land barges running on Darlington, they used to reef them off the guardrail with the right rear to straighten them out to go down the straightaway.
Do anything, won't they?
That's where the term Darlington Stripe came from, man. They did it on purpose.
Toadman and I were having a little discussion about this whole worldwide technology raceway, better known as what, Gateway?
Yes, I believe it used to be Gateway. I think it's in St. Louis.
Made it difficult for our graphics team to make sure we had the right things selected here.
Yeah. Not big on the whole naming rights thing. I'm an old guy.
Gary Kipfer looks like he's, what, 2.1 seconds in front of the second place Lance Ripka. But I will tell you, going through that corner there, I just heard Gary getting off that throttle a whole bunch, and I'm assuming it was that lap car getting in his way for exit.
Pretty sure, yeah, he was trying to get by Jason, or Jared there, I'm sorry, and he got himself a little out of shape.
Yeah, but that's the thing here at the Get Her Done Racing League. These drivers are not new. They're veteran drivers. They know that, you know, it's better to keep the truck in one piece than to push an issue. If you got to get out of the throttle, even if it's losing a spot, it's better to have a fight another day, right?
Sure. Absolutely. You got to show a little, I guess, maturity or patience, whatever. You know, if the leader comes up behind you and he's closing three tenths a lap, what are you going to do? Try and keep him behind you for a couple laps?
Well, if it's Gary, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Or if it's Gary trying to pass Chris, yeah.
Gary, one of our admins, is our actual director of the race review. And in all honesty, yeah, us admins race each other harder than you might think.
Yeah. Well, it sets the standard for the rest of us, for everybody in the league, and that the guys that run the thing don't get a pass. They'll get a penalty just like everybody else. And everybody is held to the same standard.
Well, wait, let's see. I've had a green flag pass through. I've had an EOL. I've had a start from the pits. Yeah. Don't like it.
Yeah, sounds like you're a repeat offender. Gary Kipfer. Picking him up and putting him down a second and a half in front of Lance Ripka.
He's losing time, though, as you watch.
He is. Lance is closing up on him. Mike Everhart runs third. Chris Scales in fourth, getting by the 203 to put him a lap down. Ed Adams, fifth. Holding the fifth position still. And the Hitman Manzo in sixth. Scott Gadita in the 100 truck. Holding on to seventh position to stay on the lead lap. Back to your leader.
I'm going to switch over real quick to the Lance, or even Gary will be fine. I'm going to look at that the time delta there to the second place and kind of look at his past laps.
He knocked a full second out of that lead.
Yeah, he did.
Here comes that 108. And as you were saying about 3 digits come in here, this is definitely not an indicator that these guys are not experienced. We get 3-digit guys all the time come in here and win races. That really says something because they come from the back. They didn't get to qualify. You come in and you win a race here in a 3-digit car, man. You did something.
Looks like Ripka has been pulling away from Everhart from the last 5 laps.
He's putting the hammer down. About 10 or 15 to go maybe here on this tire or on this fuel tank.
Did we know if these guys are thinking about double stinting?
No, they won't double stint the right side tires because by the time they get to 50 laps, which is going to be a fuel run, give or take a few, maybe as long as 52 or 3, They'll be down to 40-50% on that right front, and they're not going to want to double stint that tire.
Looks like Jared Knight here in the 203 has his information filled out. Good job, 203. Jared Knight, though, is a lap down to Gary Kipfer, Lance Ripka, Michael Earhart. Yellow flag has come out. We'll look at that for you. It looks like Chris Scales did something here. Let's let this get back together, and then we'll jump over to our replay.
Well, we'll see what happens here now. This would be a very early pit stop. If you were doing the fuel strategy thing, you would not be coming here, but yeah, I think you have to.
Yeah, let's wait to go to that replay there, Toad Man, until these guys get stacked back up, because I want to see what the pit strategy looks like as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. With them being spread out so far around the racetrack. It's good news for Jared Knight. Only one truck a lap down. He's going to get the dog.
Yeah, Chris was running really fast. I'm just wondering if maybe he smacked it up a little bit. Got a little loose.
Might have. Shows him 2 laps down. Gary Kipfer will pull up behind the pace car and begin to collect the field. And immediately lead the parade down pit road. Kipfer, Ripka, Everhart.
Did he use an access road there, or?
The pit road entry is forever here.
I was like, whoa.
This is something the trucks have to be very cautious of, and this is something Gary talked about in the drivers' meeting, is that pit road entry is way back in turn 3 here. And if you're not careful, whether you're on pit road entering or on the racetrack, you could easily pass a car under caution and get a black flag.
Ed Adams stayed out on track.
And he did not mean to.
He did not mean to.
I know this for a fact because I heard him miss pit entry.
Manzo actually stayed out with him.
Curious about that.
I'm thinking all that they did was simply, get a problem, and Ed missed, and Hitman was following Ed.
Mm-hmm. That would be my guess too. And they're not going to lose anything if they come in here. There's only, 7 trucks on the racetrack. If you're fast enough, you get that back.
Gary Kipfer's back on track.
If there was 25 trucks in this race, it would be a much bigger mistake for Ed. But I don't think it's going to cost them that much.
Looks like Gary's slowing down in turn 4 there. Catching. Ed still did not go in.
Wow.
Okay, we're going to go over to that crash, see what happened with Scales here.
Let's check it out. What happened to that 8 truck, Coco?
There he goes. He just goes into the turn here.
Up in Marbles, already got some right side going on there.
Whoa, that's weird. Let's
Very
rewind that a
unusual.
little bit. Looks like here, I don't see him hitting the wall too much or hard.
It's already happened. It's back further, I believe, where he pounded it pretty good. The whole right side of the thing's.
He's hitting the brakes there. He's just bailing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's just bailing out. They're back to our lead, our Gary Kipfer here.
Who is not your leader right now, is he now? I believe that the hitman has elected to pit on that last lap. So
Gary,
now it's going to be.
This is Coco and Todd up in the booth, man. You got us?
Yes, I do.
So what's going on out there, man? You got a fast truck?
Got a fast truck, but man, that caution came out at a really bad time.
Yeah, it really did. It was almost pit time, and just wanted to make sure everything going okay out there. Chris Scales kind of hit the wall, it looked like, and just bailed out. Anything else going on track that you can tell us about?
No, the only thing I'm worried about is Lance has got a quick truck. He was pulling me in there, so I think I need to take care of my tires a little bit better here at the start.
10-4, buddy. Well, listen, we're going to let you tighten them belts and get ready to go racing. Thanks for listening to us up here in the booth, and we'll check back with you later. Have a good time, and you got the truck to beat right now, so keep on it, brother.
10-4, thank you.
All right, Toad, man, that was just sorry for interrupting you, but that was a quick interview.
Okay, guys, second gear.
No worries at all, Coco.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we talked to Gary, who had the leader truck out there for a while, but now Ed Adams is in there with the pit stop strategy that he chose to do, and the 108 is definitely in position now to give Gary a hard time.
Yeah, they are. This will be interesting. Ed is a great race strategist, and if he missed pit road and has an alternate strategy, which he very well may, Gary mentioned in his brief interview there that he's
Green flag.
messed up his strategy.
Green
So
flag's
we'll see what
off, and
happens.
we're off, guys.
Ed on old tires, everybody else on new ones.
Yeah, we got a good start between the top three as he just dodged it. Oh! Dodged it in a little too hard. 108 he says, I'm going to take it.
He's thinking
9
that's
fights
good.
back on the outside.
Wow, there's some great racing going on there, huh?
Oh, absolutely, as they just battle that going into turn 3. Gary goes underneath the used tires of the 5 truck.
108 and the 9 both past the 5. Wreck. Caution, maybe. There's a crash on the front straightaway.
No caution.
caution.
Gadino just hits it out. He was the last truck in the back, and he's not holding up anything. Let's see if we can see what's going on there. Where's Gadino?
It's going to be the Hitman and Jared Knight getting into it.
Yeah, he's back there, way far away, as he spins it out and gets it going again.
I cannot believe the yellow flag is not out.
Jared Knight crashed. Let's just hurry up and go back real quick. This is him right here. He gets down on that apron a little bit. You see there. Probably gives him a little bit of push. Oh, just gets off it.
The Hitman's crashing at the same time in front of him.
Let's look at the Hitman. In front of the 203, 38. Same thing.
It's synchronized swimming there. Gary Kipfer talked about this. I talked to him in practice. I appreciate him and Ed Adams and Jared Knight also. They've all talked to me during practice about the truck. And the truck is loose on new tires. It takes a couple laps till this thing comes to you. And you just saw it there. Bang, brand new tires, first lap, round you go.
Back onto our leader, Lance Ripka, as Gary just follows in tow. But yeah, the reason that caution will not fly, if there's no piece of it that could possibly get other trucks in there. And if you notice, the 38 of the Hitman, he got rolling rather quickly. The 203 was kind of stopped out, but he was the last truck on that lap, so he didn't cause any real problems until... So the race officials, I'm sure, were looking at time for them to get around. If short track, it'd definitely been a caution.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting. And, it's hard to, sometimes your real life thing comes in, and you're like, oh, we got to put a caution on, man. There's water and plastic and shit laid everywhere. But that's not the case in our racing.
Debris.
There's no mess to clean up.
You say that, but I've seen tires on the front straightaway. I've seen a hood on the front straightaway.
True, yes. Oh, the damage modeling. You got to watch the 87 races. The damage modeling in the 87 is just epic. With tires getting ripped off, control arms and wishbones still hanging off them. It's awesome.
Chris Gales jumps back into the pits. I think he's a frustrated driver at this point. There he is, sitting in the pits.
I think he's been in there since. Oh no, he did come back out. Maybe some connection issues there. Not sure.
By our timing and scoring says he went out for a little bit. He left the pits 8:37, came back about 30 seconds later.
There you go.
Tempted not to give the 108 camera time at this point without his stuff configured.
Right. You'll pay a little penalty in the broadcast. Go ahead and lead the race. We're not showing you.
Nope, not at all.
Gary's close enough for us to see you, and he's got his stuff filled out. See?
See? We have the power.
It's good to see Lance leading the race, man. I like when them 3 digits come in and have a good day.
Lance is a good guy. I've been racing with him for a little bit, you know. I've seen him out there. He's doing what he needs to do.
Mike Everhart's still hanging tough in 3rd place.
He ain't lollygagging around. Mike has had some problems there. Just a little sickness going on over the past week. He's trying to get it good. So he's not 100% in that Kinney driven truck today, but putting down some decent laps and in 3rd position right now.
They run that groove like a whole truck width up off the bottom at the other end of the racetrack. Now he's going to come down here and watch them put it right down on the rumble strip.
Not
Maybe
today.
Not Mike. If you watch Gary go through that corner, you'll see he's right on that.
Let's look at our Gary here as he's reeling in Ripka.
He is indeed.
He said, "You want to run them tires that hard in the first 5? Go ahead.
Well, if you can keep from wrecking it. Right on him now.
You know, some of that on-track strategy is you got a faster truck than somebody. You don't necessarily need to pass them. Just get on their rear bumper, stay back there for a little bit. Let them do a little bit of mirror driving. Get them nervous. They'll wiggle out, and you can go right underneath.
Lance, less than halfway through. Lets that 9 truck by. Right on his bumper, though, huh?
I'm wondering if he did actually put them tires at risk, the way I'm seeing it here.
Well, let's take a look at the pit strategy bubble. Ed is 53 laps in to his run.
I think Ed might have hit the abort button because he missed his pit, and he's saying, I'm going to run it till it's dry and see if he can get it done in 1. I don't know if that's even possible, is it?
No, it's not. You have to do it. You have to stop twice at the minimum. If he can go 55, he can make it stopping 1 more time. And he ran a couple laps under caution.
You know, so he's on lap 55 right now.
It's entirely possible that Ed Adams is the only truck in the field who can make the thing on 2 pit stops.
The time gained in the pit stop would be, if I look at the pit times for everybody else, is pit lane time total is, you're looking at slowest time at 57 seconds, fastest time at 47 seconds. So you're talking a 47, let's take the best time out there, 47 seconds. Ed's going to gain back up by doing that.
The problem that's going to come into play for Ed is he's going to have to do his under green. And depending on how far back he is, which is now 13 seconds behind the leader, and he's going to come to pit road this time, he just called. We'll see where he comes out. We'll see if Gary and them have to pit under caution or have to pit under green, and it will equalize.
Yeah, well, here's the problem that you have now is, does Ed come in nice and clean? Does Ed make a mistake?
True. But this dude practices pit stops in practice. And so many of us, sometimes you think, I'm trying to make a faster lap, Ed Adams is going in the pits every lap, working on this right here that he's doing right now. There's not too many people better at what you're seeing here.
Trying to listen to a little bit of radio chatter to see if he's okay.
Oh, he's good. I heard him call it. That he was coming in, and he had to. I mean, he was on getting ready to start 58. There's
no, he started 57.
Further. Okay.
Right? No.
He just would have started lap 59 just now. So let's see how he does. Getting at the far end. Taking 4.
He's going to rejoin that field a lap down to Gary Kipfer right now.
Right. This part right here, that's what Ed works on. Doing that part faster than everybody. And you can make up. If you got to tiptoe around there, if you're nervous about it or whatever, and he goes around there like he does, he can make up 4 or 5 seconds on you. On his entry and his exit. Let's go back to our leader, Gary Kipfer. Gary now just about 3/4 of a second, 8/10 of a second ahead of Lance Ripka, Mike Everhart, and Nick Cadena in 4th place. Look at him go.
.108, still in the hunt for the 9 truck right now.
No question. Right there, not even halfway.
So it looks like that pain was just too much for Chris Scales to bear as he dropped out of our race. So now we're down to 7 drivers at this point with Ed Adams, the last truck the last truck in the field.
Ed running 7th on a totally different strategy. He does not want to see the caution now.
No, he wants this thing green all the way through.
He needs to get by Jared. He needs to get by Phil, if he can. And he doesn't even have a lucky dog right now.
Right now, I'm showing, what is it? Phil the Hitman would have that lucky dog at this point.
He would.
.63 laps of 160 down, 100 laps, a little under 100 laps to go.
Ed Adams, fastest truck on the racetrack right now, running 35.05s.
Well, if he wasn't, I'd be upset because that's
right.
How far fresh he's on.
Right. You're watching Gary Kipfer lead today's Get Her Done Racing League Truck Series event at Worldwide Technology Speedway on a Sunday morning, Memorial Day weekend, the biggest race day of the year.
While we're on that, and it's kind of slow right now on the track, we're going to do some administrative and just thank Sim Racer Hub. Sim Racer Hub provides us with our standing stats, results for the league, and we're a featured league on Sim Racer Hub, so check them out at simracerhub.com. And we'll just go ahead and throw up that video, guys. Check them out. That's our sim racing or simracerhub.com. Guys, check them out. And we're back with Gary Kipfer, our leader on our truck race Sunday morning.
Gary putting them down, leading Lance Ripka and Mike Everhart still. Gary runs that thing right down on the rumble strips now.
Hear him every time, don't you?
Yes, I hear him on the ambient.
Looks like the 108 still beating on the back door still.
He is. Just running right there in Gary's draft. I'm going to pull up that pitch strategy bubble again because I want to see something.
What you looking for there, Toad Man?
Well, I'm trying to do the math here. These guys pitted the first 4 actually on the standings chart, all pitted on lap 40. If they go 50, that's lap 90, and they'll still have 70 laps to go, which means they'll have to pit on lap 90, and then again on lap 140 or so, 145.
Oh, yeah.
If Ed Adams goes 50, he pits on lap 107.
53 laps left.
And he's only got 53 to go, and he could make. So that's what he's shooting for. And he has the go button pushed. He's going hard. Ed Adams is still turning 35-second laps, 35.66 the last time around.
Well, as
to
long
the
as he
leader's 36.0.
As long as he doesn't blow his tires, we're good.
No, because you can. I understand that Gary says if you push hard on the tire, if you push hard on the tire, you will finish the run at around 40% instead of 50% on the right front when you run out of fuel. So it won't blow it, but we'll use it up and the lap times will go away like you alluded to earlier. But for now, I've gone back to the leader with my magic camera button because, strategy aside, if you're leading the race, you should get the camera time.
Our track map kind of shows you where you already got kind of 3 distinct groups here. You're looking at 1 there, just crossing the start-finish line. You got 7th and 6th in front of them, just going into turn 2. Coming off turn 4s, 3, 4, and 5. Kind of battles all around the track, I guess, huh?
There are, and one of them is right here. You will see Ed Adams get by the 100 truck on the outside, and that puts Ed Adams in position to get the lucky dog if the caution should come out. Back to live action now. Gary Kipper leading the race, still on starting lap 75 or 74, I should say.
Want to give a quick shout out to Danny Vaughn and XJ Simulations on YouTube there. You got to check out XJ Simulations and Danny Vaughn. Danny did a great promo video for us. We'll show you in a little bit, but did a great promo video for us. Really active in the league. Loves to be here. But Danny Vaughn, I just want to give you a shout out and say thanks for all you do, buddy. Thanks for helping us out here. And we'll be showing you that video. But check out Danny Vaughn on XJ Simulations and on YouTube, XJ Simulations.
Big love, long gone Danny Vaughn. Great guy.
That's one boy that loves our GT3 series.
He does. I think he switched cars this year.
Yeah, he did, and he's kicking himself in the ass for doing it. He said that wasn't sure if he should go with that Audi, pulled the Audi out of the garage, and was a Porsche man. Was it the Porsche, I believe? Yeah, Porsche man.
Yes.
And he said the Porsche, in the first season when they made the change, as we got number 9 going underneath the 38 of the Hitman right now, with 108 in tow.
Careful, careful, careful. Wow, the 108 almost up into the 38 there.
More worried about staying with the 9 than worrying about hitting that car. You gotta watch.
Got a lot of time to catch Gary.
Yeah, but Danny switched over, and he said, the Porsche might have done better as the GT3 series has. Our U.S. Tracks season just ended with Ed Adams as our champion on that, and then went into our second, we're calling it our second season, or our 2B season, which is now European tracks. So all European tracks. And then our third 2C, our third season's going to be a mixture of both. But he said the Porsche might have done better on these types of tracks on 2B.
Well, I do believe he won, though, did he not?
I'm sorry?
Did he win in the Audi?
Danny Vaughn. No, it was Adam that won our first race in our European series.
Oh, that was the Porsche where he said he didn't like the way it handled.
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to win the race.
Exactly. That was one of our final races.
Yes.
He was yapping and screaming and won the race.
Yapping and screaming. Gary Kipfer's leading the race here today. Approaching the halfway point. When we cross the start-finish line, we will do a field round 9, which won't take long.
So, anybody that's watching us on lap 80, halfway through our race, just want to put out a spoiler alert here. There may be some changes coming to the truck race. Stay tuned on the website, Discord, and other media and social media to find out maybe there's something else going on over at Get Her Done Racing.
Something in the wind, baby. As long as they keep bringing the pancakes and the coffee to the booth, I don't care where we go. Hey, they give me the finest accommodations here to Get Her Done Racing League. My broadcasting contract is awesome.
Oh, well, we used to be, at the motel. Now we at least got the Hotel 6.
Right.
Or is it Motel 6? I don't know.
Well, doing good, Gary Kipper, halfway through this thing. Leading Lance Ripka by just a little wee bit. I will change the display to indicate the intervals here. Again, Lance Ripka running second. Mike Everhart in third place. Still on the lead lap. Ed Adams runs fourth, but he is one lap down to the leaders. Nicholas Scout Godina in the same boat as Ed, one lap down to the leaders. Phil the Hitman Manzo running a 38 truck in sixth position currently. 2 laps down to the lead. And the last truck on the racetrack, Jared Knight in the 203. Currently 3 laps down. Back lap to your lead, Gary Kipfer. We try to take some time on these broadcasts to tout the league and promote the league. And one of the greatest things about this league is guys like Gary Kipfer, Mike Everhart, and others who put up practice sessions, who will help you get better at race management strategy and whatnot. It's amazing how helpful these guys are, how much help they were to me when I came in, and just can't say enough about them.
There's your pitch strategy up again, only to see what we can see, simply because I was expecting guys to be coming in.
I think you're going to see him go closer to 50. They would, at the beginning, the first run, when they went 40 and the caution came out, Gary said it, he did not want to see that caution at 40. Oh, and there's the 108 up in the wall, I think. Excuse me. It was not the 108. I apologize. That was the 100 truck got up hard into the wall. I apologize. I saw that black truck in the background. Lance is all right. Still 1.8 behind Gary.
That 100's having a hard time.
He might have knocked the right front off that thing. They're saying, you've got wheel damage. And he's saying, I've got real damage.
You can see that truck's pushing it out a little bit.
Well, again, like we were talking about, here we are with the Scout. He's 43 laps in. That tire's starting to get used up.
Yeah, to get that to turn, he's really having to drop down in speed.
Yeah.
Look at his dashboard here. We'll just do a quick comparison. In turns, I'm looking at his low speeds. 95 up into the wall. 80, 84 I saw. Let's look at somebody else here. Let's look at an Ed Adams. I want to see him in the other turn, but you're looking at a big difference here in the turns. I'm sorry, 96 compared to your 84.
10 miles an hour is a lot on a racetrack, man.
That's the only way he's going to get that sucker to turn after smacking the wall and probably using up that right front.
We're going to see what happens here. Things are going to start to get real. 47 laps into the lead lap trucks. The leaders that are on that strategy. Actually, the strategy everybody's on except Ed. We'll see how far Gary can go. Gary, Mike, and Lance.
Gary looks real smooth on there, be able to hit that apron down there, come on back up. He's really got that truck going good. No bangs, no bumps.
When I first heard him getting on the rumble strip, I worried because I wasn't sure if that was like what guys were doing on purpose. Some tracks that just really upset your truck, man. You can go plowing up into the wall. But it seems to be a strategy that works.
I thought so. I wanted to look at this, but Gary is definitely, it looks like, pulling away gap-wise last 5 from the 108 of Lance Ripka.
2 3/4 seconds now. Jared Knight hitting pit lane several laps down. Let's see.
Gary's definitely shifting in the corners. We just heard it, so don't know if it's both sides, but
no, he's only doing it in 1 and 2, I believe. It's because of the lower speeds on that end of the racetrack. There's giant RPM drop, and it feels like it's getting them off the corner better. And apparently, it's working with a 3-second lead over second place right now. You'll have to excuse my fascination with this pit strategy thing as Gary Kipfer hits pit road now, 50 laps into his run on these tires. You can see how much camber
in right now.
Tremendous amount of camber in the right front of these trucks. Lance Ripka's going to come in with him. I expect you'll see Mike Everhart as well. I'll bet Mike Everhart stays out, and he will. Mike Everhart's going to stay out to get that point, isn't he? I think he has to go around another time, though. because I think Gary got to the start finish line on pit road before Mike got there on the racetrack.
Mike's in the middle of the back straightaway there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they pitted and he didn't.
Yeah, but
I think he wants his bonus point. But Gary, before Mike got to him, Gary crossed the start finish line on pit road. Now Mike crosses the start finish as the leader and gets his bonus point. Now he can pit.
Gary's back on track.
Different.
Gary back on track right now in what, second position?
He's listed second, correct. And Ed is fourth on the lead lap right now.
The Hitman's on pit road right now, Sam, with Mike Everhart dives down in the pit lane.
Let's watch Mike Everhart pit and see. Oh, he's got that truck wrinkled up just a bit. We know he's going to take 4.
Mike's been having a hard time in the pit lane. He leaves pit road now. Let's hope he didn't speed in or out. We'll see what we got.
That's what I was looking for when I went to him going in. I didn't catch his entry because I was too slow, but I was looking to see if he got in there clean. Don't know how he got the wrinkles in the right side of the truck, whether he got them getting in pit road or not. But Gary Kipfer will cycle back to the lead here.
As we cycle through, you have Gary Kipfer currently in first position. About 294 behind him, you've got the 108 of Lance Ripka. Ed Adams in third position, sitting there right now on lead lap. Gonna have to come in for the pinch, but he's looking to come in around another, a 107, I'd say, around there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Titanium, you have him sitting in fourth position. That's your lead lap cars or trucks at this point.
Going to be interesting with those 4. Nick Cadena is 2 laps down and Phil's 3. And Jared's had his issues with a spin earlier in the race that has him 6 laps behind. So it's boiling down to these 4 at the front. And Ed's on totally different strategy than the other 3. We'll see what happens here. Lap 97 of 160. Gary Kipfer's laying it down right now. Take a look out the front of that number 9 Napa truck. A lot of empty racetrack in front of him. Let's see that change. We need more guys racing this truck race. But we do have a wide range of events available here in Get Her Done Racing League. Trucks on Sunday morning, Cup cars, next-gen cars on Sunday nights. Perhaps the most exciting race of the week for myself, my personal favorite, the 87 Legends race is Tuesday night, and the GT3 series currently running in Europe is on Thursday evenings.
Crossing the stripe will be on lap 99 of 160.
We were talking about gaps and tire fall off and whatnot. Ed has, after Gary's pit stop, Ed was 13 seconds behind Gary on the racetrack, and he has lost 3 seconds since.
You had the 100 of Nicholas Gadina on the 5. Nick's got fresh tires.
Right.
Currently on 100. While we're on 100, I'm going to let you go ahead and see that promo video that Danny made for us and do our commercial break real quick for 30 seconds and give you a look. See, but check out XJ Simulations here. Well, hopefully that worked out. We give it a shot. We're working it out here, guys, but hopefully that worked out, the toe band there. We don't know.
Well, I don't run the stream generally while we're doing it. And it's very difficult and confusing to try and watch the broadcast as you're doing the broadcast with the delays and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have probably 3 machines running here trying to watch a stream, do a stream, fire up different things for us, but we'll get there.
Well, on that note, I'd like to thank Coco and for helping me with all the tech support that it takes to do this. I am not a technophile. I do not know how all this works. And Coco's been very helpful to me. If I had to pay IT what Coco has done for me, I'd owe him about 10 grand, I'd say, at this point.
It's an interesting thing there, that IT stuff that has to go on behind the scenes to get this to show for you guys.
People have no idea how many buttons Coco has to push.
Lots of buttons. Lots of buttons.
For example, I pulled the stream up on my phone while we were having that conversation, and I immediately had to kill the audio because you cannot be hearing yourself talk from 7 seconds.
Not at all. So look at the racetrack here. We still got Gary up front. Michael Everhart's on the lap in our 4th position.
He was. Yes, he was. There's Mike. Mike check. Mike's working. Working the back of that 5 truck. Everhart wants that spot.
Ed Adams does not want to give that up. That is 4th position.
We're going to be seeing Ed come to pit road maybe 10 laps tops. I don't think he can go 10 now because he did that 57 with a caution. So I'm not sure he can go 57 without a caution. Mike wanting that. Ed would be wise to let it go. Not to say what he should do. There you go.
Everhart on 12 lap tires, right? And Ed on 48 lap tires.
True.
Ed Adams sitting there in his office working out behind Titanium. Off of that throttle for a really long time.
Doesn't seem like forever, huh? Darlington's the same way sometimes. So hard to resist that temptation to stab that gas pedal and then just make the thing move up the racetrack 6 feet and ruin your exit.
So it's 48 lap tires. He's on off that throttle for like entry to exit.
half a second slower, 4/10 anyway, slower than Mike Everhart.
Right at that apex, he's using probably about 10% of that throttle. That's about it. I'll tell you what, Ed is working that truck though. We switch over to Gary Kipford's office. Gary downshifting.
Let's see, where does he shift up? Right there.
Right at that access road coming on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Little burp of the throttle there.
There's a
Ripka
fast
passes
little
them.
lead.
Gary's gonna fight him back on the outside here. Let's get into here.
Sorry.
Ripka went down in a pit lane, gave up that fight.
Interesting. Now, this is the first time maybe you could pit and make it. Ripka and Adams are both on pit lane. They're going to go the rest of the way from here. We'll see what happens. If Gary and Mike don't, depending on how far Ed and Lance are behind them, we'll see what happens.
Here comes Ripka joining the field again, I
Mhm.
believe.
Yep, you can see him back there coming back out onto the racetrack behind Gary. Kipfer's going to pit now. He does there, Gary.
There's your pit entrance here.
Watch out for that grass. And that seems like a long way, huh? That's like running a road race.
It really is.
5 coming out. We're going to see how the strategy shakes out here very shortly. But,
110, Ed came in.
Mike Everhart currently leading the race. Mike pitted a couple laps after the others did. So he might go 1 or 2 more, like we saw him get a lap on the lead. We'll see that. You don't want to stay out here, I don't think, Coco.
.115 of 160. We're winding this one down for you, boys and girls.
45 laps to go. Mike Everhart, AIM leasing truck out of Waldorf, Maryland. Leading Gary Kipfer.
Notice that Jared Knight jumped out here and is no longer in the race.
See that? 13 laps down, listed as out. The truck that's right behind Mike Everhart is Ed Adams, looking to get his lead, get back on the lead lap.
Well, the thing is you've got him a lap down to Gary Kipfer and Lance Ripka, but Michael Everhart is currently in first position on that long stint.
Yeah, I hope this works out.
Assuming
For Mike.
Mike's going to have to come in, right? One more time.
Oh, definitely.
Ed Adams going to take that easily with some fresh tires.
He should, yes.
Been out.
I put Ed back on the lead lap.
And then there goes Gadina pitting out in that long exit, long entrance of pit lane.
Lots of time and space to make a mistake there. Plenty of grass to get on. Yeah, all kind of good stuff going on.
Gary Kipfer's coming up on him pretty quick as 100 gets up to speed. There's your leader, Michael Titanium Everhart.
Titanium. Thanks for showing me the G29, Mike. Made me a better racer. See that AIM Leasing Keeney Produce truck getting some TV time out in the front. That's good to see.
Currently, what, 10 seconds in front of Gary Kipfer at this point.
10 seconds back to the 9. Lance is about 6.5 seconds behind Gary. And Ed is, what?
Caution.
23
Caution
seconds
is out.
back.
Looks like
Are you
Nicholas.
kidding?
Nicholas crashed it out. Let's see. Let's let this get back. That's going to play right into Mike's
Oh
hands.
my gosh. Everhart's going to get the pit under green, and he's going to be right in this.
Under caution.
And he's going to have fresh tires, and nobody else will. Wow.
Let's let this get regrouped here. We're going to stay
It's
on
so cool.
Everhart here to see when he comes in. Definitely going to need to pit.
Well, yeah, he wasn't going to make it on gas. So he's going to pit, and he's going to come out fourth with fresh tires. 40 to go. I don't know if those other guys have tires left. You know Mike's got to be feeling proud calling that leader thing, man. That's pretty good. That's cool. There goes that 17 to pit road as the leader. I'm digging that. Go, go. I reserve the right to be a fanboy for anybody in the league, man. I'm a cheerleader for anybody.
Don't make no mistake, 17.
Nice and clean, Mike. Come on, buddy. Take your time. Get that damage fixed. You got time. He's got time. If I'm him, I'm staying in there until the pace truck's in turn 4 if it ain't done. Go ahead and fix it, Mike. Come on.
Well, we're waiting for Mike to come out of pit lane. We're going to go ahead and check out that Gadina crash, see what started this all off.
Yeah, let's see what happened to the Scout.
Gets a little loose coming off turn 4.
Just got away from him.
Nice lockdown, doesn't hold or
Good
hit
job.
anything.
Good job of holding the brakes there, kid. That's what you do.
Don't hit the wall now. Oh.
Let's get some extra. I think he just wanted to make doggone sure he wasn't in nobody's way. Careful, careful. Hey, got it going. There you go.
Back to our live. There's Titanium currently listed in fourth, which puts Gary Kipford leading the field. Hold on, let's go and see if we can grab. I don't know how soon they're going to come. I'm going to try to grab Ed Adams for us.
Oh, yeah.
Ed Adams, you got Coco and Toadman in the booth. You okay down there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
How's it going for you, man? We're seeing you're a little different pitch strategy than everybody else. What do you got for him?
Well, I was hoping that caution never would have came out because I was good to go to the end. I think everybody else is going to have to stop one more time for a splash or whatever, but we're good on fuel, we're good on tires, we got good track position, so we're going to drop the hammer now.
I expect that from you, definitely. So you got the 17 with four freshies on you behind you. You got something for him?
Well, if he's got 4 fresh rubber, he's in the best position for sure, so it might be Titanium's night. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, buddy. Well, listen, tighten them belts, get ready to race. We're not going to hold you up anymore. You have a great night and good luck.
All right, thanks, guys.
Go get him, Tiger.
Thank you, Toad.
All right, so that was Ed Adams sitting there right there in our third position, I believe, at this point.
It is indeed third. And this is going to get real after being such a long run with Gary being out front. And it's going to come down to 4 trucks here. 36, 35 lap sprint to the end.
Absolutely. These guys are getting ready to go with one to go green, I'm assuming. And, like I said, though, and I think Ed agreed, Ed said it, I agreed, what have you. If Mike's sitting on 4 freshies, he is in the catbird seat.
I believe he is indeed. And I'm trying to get a look at his right front to see if I think it's straight. I think that he did just as I suggested and waited for that team to straighten up that right front fender, and it's going to get real now.
That pace truck's going to drop down in there, and we'll see how that goes.
Hitman's going to come around and rejoin the field. He got the lucky dog in the 38.
Nicholas Godina's still here. I'm not sure if he's in pit lane or...
He's right there.
There you go now.
Inside of row 3. Hitman tail end of the longest line, 3 trucks deep. Here at Worldwide Speedway, formerly known as Gateway. There's a pace truck. Wow, he really very aggressive move by the pace truck, swinging that big Silverado into pit road. Gary Kipper going to bring him down to the green flag now with 35 to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag waves, and we're off and running as Gary pulls out to a very small lead under the 108. 108 fights back on the outside. Gary has a little problem going in.
Oh, something happened there.
108 just stretches
108
his leg.
getting gone.
Mike would be best to let them tires wear in a bit and then just get on it.
I wonder if Gary Kipper didn't have some issue there with the whole getting it in the right gear. Mike Everhart checking up big to miss him and going way high on the racetrack. Let's Ed Adams get by for the 3rd position.
I'm assuming Gary's having some issues in that cockpit right now, but he'll get back up on that wheel and get it straightened out.
Well, I think that the getting down into turn 1 and 2 there and get on the restart situation, maybe you're in 3rd gear, maybe you're in 4th, maybe you don't want to be. And I think he just missed a shift or something getting all that
Going
together
on
here.
the inside of that 108 right now, Toadman.
Good dive under him for the lead here. He wants it back. Ed Adams right in it now, too.
Ed's not going to play second fiddle. He wants up there.
It's time to go. Ed said it was. He meant it. Look at that. Throw a blanket over those 3. Ed Adams will look inside the 108 for second.
If you notice there, Ed Adams on a back bumper, a 108, getting that entry right.
Oh, Mike Everhart, big loose. Mike trying to save it there, going down the back straightaway.
He was wiggling a lot there.
Wow, yeah, he got it back collected, but he's got his hand. He had his hands full way up in the marbles now, still on that 17 truck.
Still got the stripe down there. I'm not sure if he got another one.
Back to your leader now, Gary Kipfer, a half second in front of Ed Adams. Ed Adams clear of the 108 truck now. Ed looking at the back of that 9, and he wants some.
Titanium really, I think, is, on 4 freshies, pushed a little too hard with those, those virgin tires.
They'll be an advantage, but we talked about the trucks being loose on new tires earlier, so they're not going to be an advantage till about lap 6. They're not going to be that hard charging short track thing where they're good on lap 1.
Yeah, you got to get them hot, get them sticky, and then you could have put it down.
Otherwise, the truck's real loose, and you saw Mike almost tossed it a couple times there.
Plus, I noticed when you have these long green flag runs, you get used to the way the truck is with those old beat up tires. You get used to that. You throw some fresh ones on, and the truck feels totally different, right? For those first 5.
Oh, certainly.
So kind of get into that rhythm with the old, throw on the new, kind of throws you off.
Oh, I thought I'd be smart in the Legends race, the last Legends race that I ran in the 87, put 2 tires on that Thunderbird, and I hadn't done that in practice, and it was an evil beast, man. I couldn't drive it.
I did the same thing with you, Toad, man, and I'll tell you what,
nasty.
It was nasty, but after about, 20, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Once you got those 4 to equalize across,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't want to get out of, I didn't want to change the tires once I did that after 20.
Yeah.
You and I were on the same deal there.
We were. Ed Adams right behind the 9 now.
When you're Gary Kipfer and you got that 5 on your ass, it gives you a certain drop in your stomach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 2 veterans.
Oh, they're going to race it hard, guaranteed.
The strategist and the technician.
Gary's been putting a lot of time in practice. Gary's been putting a lot of laps in all series. And basically, we've watched him grow leaps and bounds from a month ago, 2 months ago to now. He's definitely... he's going to give Ed a run.
For sure. Not laying down. Ed's really good on entry right there. You can see that.
Yeah, Gary does a nice job because Gary's letting off a little sooner, getting a little better exit. So Ed's got entry and Kipfer's got exit.
And this isn't a Talladega wide speedway, so you can block the racetrack here.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that closure rate there on the entrance, but then watch the pull if he does it right. Oh, no, not that time he didn't.
Ed got a good run off the corner that time. Now we'll see if he can get it done. That's going to be good for Ed coming down here into turn 3.
He's going to dive it in there. Oh, look at that SN wiggle out. Go get him in. He threw it.
Ed's the one that taught me about brake bias, man. That's where it's at. That's Ed. You step, rolling that brake to the back. Not too many people lower that brake bias number to the same as Ed will. And that's how you get it to turn going in, man. Risky business.
Yeah, you look at them right there, and it's just, you've got the 5 up on you. He's trying to make you nervous.
He knows.
And he just did that to try it out, see how hard he could go in those last laps to throw it up in there.
He found out. He almost found out. He almost found out with the yellow flag. 25 to go now. Gary Kipfer in the Napa number 9 out of Woodbine, Maryland, leading Ed Adams from Plattsburgh, New York. Lance Ripka 3.5 seconds back in 3rd position. He's watching these two and saying, man, I don't want to get caught up in that right now.
No way. There's just too much energy going on right there.
Well, you might just get into it just yet. You never know.
I say 10 laps to go. Ed's going to be all up on the back bumper
He
of
will.
that truck. I'm going to just go back to Titanium here real quick and see. He's in 4th position now. I think he's still wiping his shorts from that recovery.
I think it hurt him. You know, well, one thing is, if you go the first couple laps like that and you have a couple mistakes and things, you know, well, there's a whole bunch of the 6 seconds that you're behind is a couple of 3-second errors.
Ed Adams still right there with
Did you
Gary
see him
Kipper.
pedaling it? You could see the puff of flame. You can go for it here. Maybe he's just letting Gary see him, huh?
He is. Gary's getting a little wiggly.
Yes. Right. Well, let me tell you, Ed's driving hell out of the truck. 'Cause I saw him, that little puff of flame indicating he had lifted off the gas. He was exiting the corner down there in 4, which means he had it just about to get up into the wall.
He's making Gary run that truck a little harder than Gary wants to.
Gary saying he thinks Ed's toying with him.
Ah, there you go. Ed's looking on the inside. Had a quarter panel. Looking low, looking low.
Ed's got to be careful here, you know. You don't want to wreck. But it's fun to watch, ain't it?
Back behind Gary Kipper in that 9 truck.
You are at work with Ed Adams. Just take your kid to work day and you're with Ed Adams. Let's just stay in this camera for just a minute.
Ed's downshifting a lot sooner than Gary Kipper is.
Well, let's stay in here until we do 3 and 4 because I think Ed Adams is shifting on both ends of the racetrack.
I believe he is.
Gary is not.
There it is, downshift.
Yes, he is. This is why Ed's getting this giant run, and that's why I saw the puff. He's shifting right there on the exit of 4. It wasn't that he was pedaling, that he was in it so hard he was having to lift. He's shifting the truck right there.
20 laps to go. Ed's underneath him wholeheartedly at this point.
Yeah, it looks like he might
Gary's
get it
fighting
done
on the
now.
outside.
Don't let him have it, Gary.
Oh, they get both wiggly.
Don't let him have it, though.
Oh, they're fighting it out, boys and girls.
I thought you said let him have it.
He lets him have it in 3 and
Put him
4.
into the wall.
Oh, Ed gets a little wide here.
Slide job.
There's your pass for the lead.
Wow, that was exciting.
Gary, just like I said, probably taking a breath.
Oh, that was great to watch, man. 19 laps to go now. Ed Adams in the lead for the first time today.
If you want my opinion, which I know you don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway, I might think that Ed did that a little too early.
He could have. That's because there's like half a fuel run to go, right?
Yeah, he's got 19 laps to go. Those tires are going to change. That truck's going to change, right? He's going to come on to, as you can see, some lap traffic. It's going to keep Gary in contention.
Well, I'm not talking about burning them up, but it definitely didn't do the right front any good running underneath the 9 for 2 or 3 laps.
No, but we don't know how hard that 9 was pushing either, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they might have both just equalized each other.
Maybe.
Ed is pulling away, though. I stand corrected right now.
1.35.
Back to our leader, Ed Adams, 2-time GT3 champion, looking to get himself that truck trophy.
Well, buddy.
Not quite sure where we're going to be in 7 laps there, Toad Man.
It was very interesting seeing that strategy come to it.
But while we got the separation, let's look through our field. We got Ed Adams, as you know, our leader. That's going to put Gary Kipfer in that 9 Napa truck in second. Lance Ribka, 108, still doing a real nice job today on the podium at a currently position 3, passing Brian, or the Hitman, Phil the Hitman Manzo. You got Michael Titanium in 4th. They are your trucks on the lead lap. Let's go through our lap down trucks, which is next in 5th position. Phil the Hitman Manzo, as I said, Mike just passing him. Nicholas Scout Gadina. If you hate your wife, he'll take her, in the 6th position. Jared Knight, Chris Scales, and Jason Higginbotham, all out of this race.
I want to thank all the drivers that did come out this morning and everybody that may watch the stream. I want to thank everybody for being out here with us and having a good time. Ed Adams now coming around, 14 to go.
Well, since we have the spread out Toad Man, I'm going to let these guys see that GDR promo video one more time.
Take a look at this. It's awesome.
Awesome video. Danny Vaughn took care of it for us at XJ Simulations. If you're interested in Get Her Done Racing, come check us out at getherdoneracing.us. Join our league and have a good time like we do every Sunday morning, every Sunday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night here at Get Her Done.
Best league in iRacing, ladies and gentlemen, hands down. Ask anybody that's in it. New guys come in here and they love it. This league is free and it will always be free. Donations are definitely appreciated. And one of the things that shows how great this league is guys will come in this league and they will donate to this league without being asked to after they run one race.
Got a good bunch of drivers here, good guys, all getting along. We're trying to build a community here, not just come out and race, but come out and have fun, come out and meet some people, make some friends, enjoy your day with us. Ed Adams still just pulling it away at a 2.1 seconds in front of Gary Kipfer in the 2nd position.
Sure thing, man. I'm digging this. Ed Adams, you know, when the first caution came out, I thought Ed missed pit road. But because he says, oh, damn. But it turns out that was Ed just saying, oh, now I have to do the math and do the other strategy. And pow, he does it immediately. And there he is. He's going to win the damn race.
When we cross the start line, we have 10 laps to go, so we are 10 down. These guys are into race chatter only, no bullshitting while they're going around the track. And I'll tell you what, you might say he said, oh, damn, when he went into pit lane, but that could have been Ed just kind of throwing out the, what do you call it, the deception of he missed it, so nobody would go with him or stay with him.
He might have been using a bit of strategery.
Strategery. New word for the day, boys and girls, strategery. Look it up. Google mode.
Uh-huh.
9 laps to go.
I know what'll come up if you Google strategery. It's pretty cool. For me, it's pretty.
What's it have, a picture of your smiling mug?
No, it'll be George W. It'll be George W. Bush saying. That's who coined the phrase, man.
There you go.
Strategery.
That's why we have the Toad Man up in the booth. Got a bunch of useless information.
I do, man. I'm full of it. Literally. All the time. Dude, you're full of it. I do love doing this, man. This is fun.
8 laps to go as we cross the stripe, boys and girls.
Although if more people don't start coming out for the truck race, you're going to have 2 in-race reporters. And we'll try and broadcast while we're driving.
I'm thinking it might be colorful commentary, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, I want to give a shout out. I know we got 8 laps to go, and the interesting part is we got 5 the leader, right? But here's the thing. I'm giving some TV time to Phil the Hitman Manzo and all his friends and family if you're watching or if you do watch later. You know, he's laps down, continuing to race, get his race points, stay in a championship maybe hunt. I just want to say hats off to you, Phil Hitman. Keep it out there, getting them points, doing your thing. Same
For
thing
sure,
with
man.
Nicholas Scout Gadina. Sticking there, you know, your truck might be banged up, I don't know. But the thing is you gotta get those race points. Gotta get the IPL down, your incidents per lap. These guys know what it's all about. You stay in it, no matter what. You already planned the day to be here with us and having some fun. Might as well just have some fun with us.
Don't quit, man. You'll never get that IPL to where you want it if you quit out. There's just no way.
Nope. So those two get a little shout out. on
For
the
sure.
train. And back to Mr. Ed. I think I'm gonna ask XJ Simulations to create me a Mr. Ed talking horse little skit. Anytime Ed Adams gets in the lead, we can play it.
A little 5-second thing.
Yeah, a little 5-second talking horse head.
Oh, Danny, I'll have fun with that.
Yeah, too much fun.
Ed'll be suing you.
Yeah.
No, Ed's a great guy, man. He has a great sense of humor.
I don't think Ed would say anything. He'd actually embrace it, I think, and probably paint a truck with a horse head on it.
He may.
5 laps to go. We're 4 laps when we cross the stripe. 2:43 in front of Gary Kipfer. Now, I'm going to go on Gary Kipfer just a little bit because Gary ran a hell of a race today, and just because he's in second doesn't mean he doesn't deserve that first place finish. Really put a 160 laps together today.
He sure did, and he led most of this race. Dominated this race, really.
That goes with the Lance Ripka 108. Having a little bit of rear end problem there. Looks like it was a little loose, but Lance put a hell of a race together as well in our 3rd place position currently. And of course, Mike Titania Everhart. There's your pit strategy, right?
Well, I pulled that up to see why maybe people are getting loose, and it's because they're getting to 47, 45, laps on these tires. They're getting old now. They're getting way into a run here now.
Putting it back on our leader, number 5, Ed Adams.
Just was curious to see how many they did have on them. Ed may be taking it a little easier now. Gap getting ever so slightly smaller, Gary Kipfer.
2 laps to go. About 1.5 now.
Boy, Ed just rolls that entry, man. That is wild. You can watch the gap change on entry to the corners. That's how he passed Gary, and that's where he's the fastest getting in there.
Ed's going to cross the stripe here, put us at 1 lap to go. Some good battle today. Good strategies.
For sure.
Final lap for Ed Adams as he makes his way around into turn 1 for the last time.
Worldwide Technology Speedway Get Her Done Racing League Truck Series on Sunday morning with Ed Adams, GT3 champion 2 times. Gonna lead him down here and take the checkered in just a few seconds.
Last time into turn 3 for Ed Adams as he drops it down in there. 2.6 in front of Gary Kipfer in 2nd place. Ed comes off turn 4 looking at that checkered flag. As he comes down the front straightaway across the start-finish line, and Ed Adams into number 5 takes our NASCAR Truck Series at Worldwide Technology Raceway, formerly known as Gateway.
Give him the checkered flag. Let him stick it out the window.
Good job, Ed. Good drive. Good job, all drivers.
Good race.
We got a shout out. Good job, Ed. Congrats from XJ Simulations joining us late in the broadcast tonight. Hopefully, you saw us giving him the shout outs.
That was a good time.
Good time had by all.
Almost had fifth place.
Gadina begging for fifth place. As Ed's going to sit it down here.
Him and the Hitman battled for it there at the end. I want to back up. Let me just show a replay real quick. This is what Scott was talking about. Here's the Hitman passing the 100 for fifth place on the last lap.
They're battling it out.
There's some battle right there, buddy. That was for fifth on the final lap. Let's watch Ed Adams burn him down. Sorry to take you away from that. This guy knows how to do a burnout, man. He's sending a message.
He's definitely sending a message to the Gary.
Yeah. He roll that bike brake bias all the way back for the race, and then when it's time to do that burnout, you roll it all the way up front and keep that front still.
While we're getting set up to do our third place, second place, and first place interviews, check out our finishing lap there, our finishing race results. At Ed Adams in first position, Gary Kipfer in second, third place was Lance Ripka on the podium. Michael Everhart finishes up in fourth position, Phil the Hitman in fifth, Nicholas Godina in sixth, Jared Knight in seventh, Chris Gales in eighth, and Jason Higginbotham in ninth position. Great job by all drivers. We'll get you those interviews right away.
Nicely done by everybody today.
And we're on Discord here now, and we're going to go ahead and get our race review with our second place finisher, which was Gary Kipfer. Gary, welcome to the booth. How you doing, buddy?
That about tells you how I feel right now.
Say that again, buddy. I didn't have your volume up.
It's a good thing.
I said I don't come out here to run second, so it could have been a little bit better. Let's put it that way.
Well, I have to tell you, Gary, you were kind of the class of the field. We figured that Ed was going to give you some trouble, but what did you think there towards the end? Did you want to hold him off? Did you want to block him? What did you want to do?
Well, I wanted the medium lane in turn one, and I wanted the bottom lane in turn three. And at that point, I wasn't going to do anything to chop him beyond that.
He don't like you.
Ed's a fast driver. He's got a lot of experience. He had a little bit of a faster car, as you could tell. He pulled away from me a tenth or so every lap. So I was just trying to run my race and not overreact to him being behind me.
Yeah, we thought you had it. I actually thought Ed pulled that move a little too early. Toadman, what'd you think about that as well?
Well, I thought maybe Ed might burn his right front, but I think that Gary, with the way the gap was before the caution came out, you might have had Ed beat there. I'm not sure, but I think you might have had him.
Oh yeah, I had him. He was on a different strategy than me, so I had track position on him. He had fuel on me, but I believe it was going to work out in my favor if we didn't get that caution with 30 to go. But crap happens. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm just going to pick myself up, go to the next race, and try to beat him there.
Well, no shame in having the restart with the 5 right behind you, right next to you, and having him get by. No shame in that. Great run, Gary. Congrats on second place, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Congrats, Gary. Don't hold your head down at all, brother. Nice run. Nice race put together. 168 great laps. Good job.
Watch the stream. You got a ton of sponsor time for your ton of TV time for your sponsor, dude. Nicely done.
Yeah, even when you were in second place behind the 108, we gave you the sponsor time because you have your stream information filled out properly.
Rock on, dude. Nice run.
Nice
Thank you.
run. Have a good night. Hey, Gary, before we go, any shout outs you want to do? Friends, family?
I'm sure I want to thank my deodorant. It's had some heavy use today, and want to thank my wife and my kids. They let me race and have time to do this, so I appreciate that.
Fantastic. What a great shout out. You have a great day and have a great holiday weekend, brother.
Yep, you too. And I want to thank all the families out there who have family members who have passed away protecting this great country. So I know there's a lot of sacrifice there. And I always think of my Uncle Bob, who was a World War II pilot, bomber pilot, who got shot down over Germany and got lucky enough to come back home with the Underground Railroad. So I always think of him on this weekend.
Oh, what a great shout out and a fantastic ending to this great thing of thanking our veterans. Good job. Thank you very much, Gary, and thanks for all you do, bub.
Yep.
All right, let's see who else we got. We got Ed Adams coming up into the booth. Ed Adams finishing this race in first position. Never expected it. Thought you burned up the tires. Made the move too early. What do you got for us, buddy?
Hey guys, yeah, you know what a cool race that was. Kind of like a chess match right from the very beginning. I had to save because my goal was to run at least 53 laps, and I was on that target. We got that first caution, and quite honestly, I just missed pit lane, so that forced my hand to stay out, and really, I think that was the right move in the end.
So my question is, and that's exactly what Toad said. Toadman said that you said, "Oh damn," when you missed pit lane. Did you really mean "oh damn," or were you kind of doing a diversion?
No, I really, truly, honestly had a brain fart, dude. I
That was
looked
my
over,
mystery of the day.
I looked over and just completely forgot that this has a lower entry lane, and I was like, oh, hey, there's pit lane. Ah, fuck.
There's where I should be.
But, you know, like I said, it didn't hurt because it kept me on the plan I needed to stay on anyways. And it actually allowed me to gain a couple more laps to put in the bank to be able to run after Gary like I did in the end.
Yeah, it was a very, very interesting race. We saw you dive it down in there pretty much hard on Gary, where the ass end came a little loose on you. We thought, oh my lord, he's going to take 1 and 2 out. But you got a little loose on there. Was that you trying, seeing what you had, seeing what you could do?
Yeah, you know, give it up to Gary. He ran a fantastic race, and that portion, he was doing everything he can to keep that position. And yeah, I put it up the inside of him a couple times. One, just to feel out if I had to grip. What was it going to take to make the pass like that? But if on 3 and 4, if you even hinted at getting the lefts on the chicane, it decambers the truck. It flattens out right there, and it just will immediately rotate the rear.
I hear you. Yeah, Toadman, what do you got for him, bud?
I thought it was a great run, Ed. Like I said, I was curious. Excuse me. I was curious about whether you had actually missed pit lane, and I thought you did. And then Coco said maybe it was strategy, but it did really come to you. And I just wanted to congratulate you on a great run. And well done, man. Nicely done.
Sometimes mistakes turn into great strategy. We'll leave it at that.
So
Nice.
I'm going to give you just a shout out here, okay? I'm just going to give you a shout out, and I'm going to give a shout out to another league, which we normally don't do, but to our Ladies Night Out Racing. Rumor has it that your daughter got accepted to Ladies Night Out Racing.
Yeah, she did, and let me tell you what, she is beyond pumped. She's going on 12 years old, but that age is really nothing, dude. She's been in my rigs and on my equipment since the day she was 4 years old and just waiting for this opportunity. I put her in a next-gen car at Charlotte. Same thing we're about to run tonight. And within 30 minutes, she was within 0.4 of a lap of my best time. She is just a phenomenal little talent, and I can't wait to see what she does.
Well, that's going to be great, and I'm very excited for you, and I'm just going to shout out her name, Chloe. Chloe, good luck out there, girl, and you go knock them dead.
Thanks, guys. I know she'll appreciate that.
Go get him, girl. Even I'm not 4/10. I'm not even within 4/10 of Ed Adams and Charlotte in the next J car.
Yeah, I hope those ladies are ready for a female midget version of me because it's coming.
Way to go, Ed. Good run, buddy. Nice win.
Nah, it's good to see the family get involved, and especially the ladies, right? So fantastic job, and we wish her the best of luck in there. And when they get that thing rolling, she'll be definitely there on the ground floor teaching them how to do it, right?
Yeah, and for all the ladies that do qualify age and I rating, it's not like we're excluding you. Come on over and race with Get Her Done. We'd love to have some women populate the field and show us what's up.
Absolutely, absolutely. We always got cars and track time ready for you. So, Ed,
It's not a boys' club.
It is definitely not a boys' club. Ed, do you have anything to say? Shout out to friends, family, what have you?
Oh, thanks, Get Her Done Racing for another good race. Memorial Day weekend. So wanna just give a little silent moment for all the fallen, all the brave, the men and women for the reason that we have the freedoms that we do. They gave everything they had and more. So this weekend's for them. That's who I'm thanking. And yeah, guys, thanks for broadcasting.
Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and build off of that, Ed. I'm just going to say for the next 15 seconds, we're just going to remain silent here on our channel. Thanks for everything you did, guys. Ed Adams, thanks for a great race today, and we hope to see you up here in the booth soon sometime, buddy. So we're going to go ahead and cut you free, and we're going to go ahead and shut this stream down.
All right, guys.
Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry.
We'll see the both of you up here in Charlotte tonight on the track.
Sounds good, buddy.
For sure. Did we not get Lance Ripka?
We did not get Lance Ripka. Lance Ripka bailed on us. Doesn't understand, I guess. New to the league, right? Doesn't understand that he gets an interview on Sunday mornings because we don't normally do interviews on our other series, and we always do interviews here for third, second, and first place.
Well, we'll have to make sure Lance is up in here next time. I wanted to make sure we weren't leaving him out. And I want to thank everybody for coming out to race today. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the stream today. And just want to remind everybody that Veterans Day is when you thank your friends who are in the military and were in the military. 4th of July is when you celebrate our victory for the independence of this country, but Memorial Day is when you commemorate those who gave their lives, and that's what it's all about. And I'm really glad we did the moment of silence there. And thanks everybody for coming out. Appreciate you. Congratulations, Ed Adams, Gary Kipper, and Lance Ripka. And I'll hand it to you for the send off, Coco.
All right, fellas. I can't say enough about people who've given what they've given for us to have our freedoms, as they said. Toadman and the others have said it greatly. Thank you very, very much. And you guys have a great holiday weekend, and we will see you next week at Get Her Done Racing Truck Series. Thanks for joining us. And again, a good shout out to the XJ Simulations for helping us out with that video. I love it. I love it. I love it. Be safe, be kind to each other, and have a great day. Bye-bye.